Alright YouTube, what is going on? My name is Bigfoot. Welcome back to episode number 20 of my Another Brick in the Mall series. As we can see today, things are really chaotic, and we're going to go ahead and sort of continue from where we were in the last episode. We were going around, especially towards the end of the video, and spotting problems, errors, gaps. We're going to go ahead and focus a lot on current existing infrastructure, and we're also going to fill up some of the remaining grey space as well. We'll not spend too much time here right now, but as we can see, this place is doing really well. The stock levels are as good as they're going to be. I do have about 16 stock clerks working at once though. With regards to checkouts, we need more checkouts, but I physically really can't put in much more checkouts. So again, I'm considering expanding over here. Then on top of that, I think we're going to probably extend the bowling alley a bit because it's actually doing a lot better than I once thought. And I've also gone ahead and detailed the mall up a little bit more, as we can now see these corridors have a little bit more items in them, I guess. And on top of that as well, I would like to go ahead and mess around with this over here, this fast food restaurant, because we can make better use of the space, I feel, and that's what we'll go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I actually just want to double check parking, because all of a sudden everywhere seems to be really full. It's not quite as bad as I thought, but it is, again, I might need to build more in all honesty. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm so glad that this place is actually back on its feet and it's not actually overdone. Really happy about this place. I do want to spend some time on this, but again, I don't want the series to drag out forever, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so the first bit of work we're going to do, I have added in 2 more maintenance centres, by the way, just because the mall needed it. One here in the northwestern corner, and then we've got the western one down here as well. So this really all works at the Superstore XL. Majority of stuff, I guess it will help out in the corridors around here as well, but it's mainly aimed here at the Superstore. And I couldn't really take room out of the Superstore in all honesty, so that's why I've had to stick them just out of the Superstore. Have we got a delivery strike going on? No, we don't. We just need a lot more deliveries right now. It is crazy, the queues here, it really is crazy, so that's why I would be willing to go ahead and actually extend across the corridor, essentially just move the corridor down and then expand the shop. That's really what I am thinking of doing, but again, we'll come back to that later. Gonna start off here by, first of all, removing this wall, and we're gonna extend the bowling alley, because right now, it's probably not the best time, but I was reviewing this bowling alley about maybe, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah, around about then, and I was seeing that near enough all the bowling alleys were near enough full, which is great to see, and I feel I'm not going to get too much moding here, so let's go ahead and do that. We are meeting the demand of bowling relatively well, actually, if I'm right in saying. Let's go to entertainment and bowling. So we are meeting the demand really well, in fact. However, I think we can go ahead and just fill up that final bit. Interestingly, arcade games, we've really gone ahead, and that's jumped up quite a bit. We have added in a lot more arcade games in with them all when we've gone ahead and added in a bit more detail as well, which is good to see. Okay, so let's get that wall down. Let's go ahead and grab some more of this funky carpet, which again I would love to use elsewhere, but I think it's a bit distinct now to the bowling alley, to be honest, so I think that I will leave it for the time being. Can we take down the wall first? That would be such a logical thing to do. Just take down the wall. Yep, there we go, finally. Just do it! Yes, there we go, finally, great. They should have a priority system in this game, like, for example, with Sim Airport, they've got that right, at least. It would be super useful for myself, though. Let's go ahead and jump into Manage here. First of all, let's assign this extra area, the bowling alley area, because I don't want to make that mistake again, which I've done before. So let's do that now. I would actually like to get another entrance in over here, have some more checkouts over here. Yes, we've got lots at this side, but I feel it's just getting a bit silly not having any over at this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and go by bowling alley. Let's go ahead and get some more bowling alleys actually in here. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along the top here, and then let's get some more along the bottom, which is perfect, and then we can get maybe just 1 or 2. I don't need a lot of order counters here, but just a few order counters, like in there for example, which makes a little bit of difference, and then we can go ahead and add in doors at this end as well, which I think is a good idea. So let's go into build, let's change this to do not build that, do not build that. to all. That was a close one. And then let's just go ahead and get some doors in here. So that should do perfectly, and we're pretty much good to go. So hopefully we'll get a lot more people using the bowling alley, and again we've also got someone here serving over at this side, which is good. I have added a lot more staff into this place. It's always got 4 staff now, which is good. And as we can see, some of the new bowling alleys are hopefully going to get used. Maybe not. Again, I'm not at all sure how it assigns players to the bowling alleys, because I'm assuming it starts off, it's got like an array, and it's the first one I built is assigned, and then it goes from there. That's my assumption anyway. What I do want to do actually while we're at it, add a staff door in this other side as well, so this maintenance centre is also responsible for helping out with the bowling alley, because the bowling alley is really, really large now, as we can see. It is probably about the size of the XL Superstore, to be honest, maybe slightly smaller. But it acts in a different way, a total different way, as we all know. Okay, so it's got really quiet now, but it is also 5 AM in the morning, so that's understandable. But I'm really happy about that, and with regards to the place's profit, if we jump up here to Pins, Bowling Alley, and Zone, yeah, it's doing very, very well indeed. So it's not going to get much better than that, but we're definitely meeting that demand pretty perfectly, which I'm happy about. Okay, so moving on from that, I want to come over to DIY Heaven, because this is somewhere which I really want to spend a bit of time on. So as we can see right now, we are running a little bit short with regards to staffing, I think, with the stock clerk. Stock clerk's got a lot of work to do right now, so we might actually need more than one stock clerk, but I also want to go ahead and reshuffle the shop around a bit, and there's a valid reason for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 5 of every item now, so times have changed, times have really changed. Let's have 5 washing machines, let's have 5 dryers, or dishwashers, sorry, not dryers, we're not quite there yet. Now I'm going to need a lot more wooden pallets, so oh my word, do never do that ever. Let's go ahead and get some wooden pallets down here, and then also let's fill in the gaps there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rearrange this whole shop, to be honest, because I need to make more room for the fast food restaurant, as we can see over here, which is going to be quite easy to resolve this issue. However, I need to go ahead and give myself more room. I'm going to make the stock room here a bit smaller. Controversial, maybe, I know, but I think it would benefit from being a tiny bit smaller. And then we're also going to move into DIY Heaven a bit, because DIY Heaven, it doesn't need to be the most large store, to be honest. It can get away with being a bit smaller. So let's go ahead and add in 5 of these. That's absolutely perfect numbers, actually. So we've now got 5 of everything on the wooden pallets now up in this corner here, which is good. Then what I might do as well, actually, is I might just get rid of one checkout and just have this place staffed by one person 24/7. Maybe that is a better idea, in all honesty. So let me go ahead and first of all remove walls and object. Let's remove all of that now, because that's sort of redundant. That's been moved over. And then what we're going to do with the shelves is, I think this is tools, isn't it? So let's not remove that right now. Let me just double check what we've got on these shelves. So we've got power tools, we've got hand tools, and we should have car tools as well. So that's our mixture right now. So let me go ahead and first of all actually add in another door there, because that would make a bit more sense. Then I want to go ahead and basically just realign the shelves here. So let's do 1, 2, I can get 1, 2, 3 in here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that should be enough in all honesty. So let me now go ahead and remove this here. So we've got, what, 3 car tools. Oh, I'm just trying to work out what we've got here. So you're all car tools, yes. You are power tools, and that's 1 hand tool. So we've got 1 power tool and 1 hand tool. So we get 2 more hand tools out, and then we get 2 more power tools out, and that is absolutely perfect. Right, okay, so that is that issue resolved now, which is good. Again, we've got some tools in each of the superstores as well, so that's why the numbers maybe aren't quite as clear there. And then with that said, we can now actually go ahead and zone this part off, which is good. So it's a small extension, but it will do the trick. Let me jump into assignment here, and let's unassign this. On top of that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut back this area here. So storage Fast small has now been changed slightly, so let me now go ahead and draw the new wall there. And then let me just go ahead and make the appropriate changes. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that down and bring that down. We're also going to bring this door out and this door out. We're going to remove this back wall here. So what we're going to do essentially is move the kitchen back a bit and just add in more order counters. I'm still extremely limited on room here, unfortunately, but I think we can make a sort of slightly better layout than we once had. So let me go ahead and add in walls in the appropriate places. And let's slow this down a bit because there's a lot of people here, so I'm getting a tiny frame drop, but it's not too bad anyway. Let me also go ahead and amend my error before I forget here. Storage gets extended to there now as well. So the storage room really hasn't changed much in size at all. It has just gone ahead and... I mean, it has changed in size, but the amount of items in it have really not changed at all, and it's adequate amount of storage in there to run the two shops. So let me go ahead and extend the flooring here and here, which is perfect. And then for some reason that did build, even though I cancelled it. So let's go ahead and sort that out. And as we can see, yes, we need a lot more queues here. That's what we need. We need to change the whole layout of the place in general. So let me go to assign and let me go to fast food restaurant. Like so. So let's zone up that area and let's zone up that area as well. So what I'm going to do is honestly not add much more seating. If anything, I might remove seating here, which is kind of unfortunate. But you don't need to sit down with your fast food. People can just leave with their fast food. Or maybe they all do have to sit down. That's a problem then. That's a real problem. So what I need to do is... I think we've only got 4 cooks on at once. We've got enough food, so we can go ahead and get rid of 2 of these fast cooking ranges permanently now. Which is good. And then we can go ahead and... we're just going to shuffle everything around, to be honest. So we're going to move these right into the back corner now. So 1, 2, 3. And then what we'll do is we'll have a 4th one here. That's fine. And then what I want to do... I really just need to temporarily close this place down, in all honesty. Then what I need to do is... let's get in some dispensers is what we need right now. So let's go for a drinks one in this back corner. I can't rotate these items. That is a real frustration. And makes life a lot more difficult, in all honesty. Right, let's go ahead now and let's remove this line here. And then we can actually remove this line here as well right now, to be honest, because we do have enough fast food going, which is good. So let's get all that changed. Then the dispenser wise and checkout wise, we're just going to move everything back, but we're going to have a longer line here now, which is good. I'm quite happy about that. And then with regards to seating, we'll be able to get a bit more in, but not a lot more in, to be honest. But again, this should help sales by a small margin anyway, which I would be extremely, extremely happy with. Let me go ahead and... yeah, how's this going to work? I'm starting to think this all through in my head, and I don't know how well it is going to work, to be honest. So, let me go ahead and try and use the space well here. So, drinks. Then we want a fast food warmer. What, there. There. Then have a drinks one there. So, then have more fast foods. Though, again, we have to worry about the cooking area here. And then another drinks one up the top. Here. Yes, hasn't really worked out greatly, has it? Right, that'll do anyway. That should be enough infrastructure there. So that means the checkout line can now be adjusted. So what we're going to do is do order counter line from here now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I realise actually people might land up coming in the kitchen here, which is not what I want at all, but... then we can have to there. Then let's keep moving this forward. So we're going to have there, and then we might have some more along here as well. That's really what I've aimed for here. So let me now go ahead and remove all of that. And we're basically just moving the queues backwards here. So let me change this on to ×5, get everything moved. So if you guys... I think you just have to... oh no, you're moving. That's good. Right, so the adjustment has been made. Slowly but surely. So now it's a bit more of a condensed kitchen. We now have some more checkouts, which is good. That's the main thing I wanted from this. So let me go ahead and let's clear this massive backlog of problems. Nice to see they're not filling up too fast right now, which is crazy. Because usually as soon as I start, this fills straight back up. I mean, it is slowly now, but we're obviously handling a lot of our long-term issues now quite well. If we look at this... We've actually got 7% left unsatisfied and will not come back tomorrow. So that percentage is up by about 2%, which, yeah, 2% doesn't sound like much, but with the amount of customers we have, say for example right now we've got 1,000 customers on site, each percentage is worth 10 people, so that's 70 people that will not come back tomorrow, so that's quite substantial. What we are going to do though is we are going to go ahead and I think also we are going to have to remove all these benches here. For now, we are going to add in more though, that's not going to be a problem at all. We're also going to remove that one because we can maximise space here. So let's go ahead and remove all of that and speed that up if possible. Then let's go ahead and, yeah, there's definitely not enough eating spaces now. Can you remove? Perfect. So let's add some more in there. Then what I want to do is add in more along here as well. Not there though. Let's add you in there, there, and there. And then let's add another one in... yeah, there. Right, okay, so that works for the time being anyway. So I don't know if it's enough. I think it should be enough, because the time people eat actually, we're not seem to be overfilling too badly here. And then what I might do is, I'm going to add in another fast food order counter. Where are we? Order counters, perfect. Let's go ahead and rotate this. Let's have another one too. I don't know if we will need a third one. So what I will allow for is allow for more seating to go in at the edge here. Now again, after this we can't really do too much more editing after this, to be honest, so it will have to do like this. I've added one in there, one in there, one in there, so I can get 3 more in there, so that's perfect. So that should be enough. So now we've got some extra order counters. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 10 in here now, which is good. So if we go back up to Northwestern Fried Chicken, then we can see that we have... let's filter by cashiers here. We have 7 on at all times pretty much, but we can now go ahead and make that a lot more. I don't know what demand this is going to have on the cooks now. I don't know if we're going to have food shortages. That's something which is important to note. And also, I don't know how busy the stock clerk is. I feel the stock clerk has a lot of time off here, to be honest, so it's not too bad. Well, let me go ahead and jump into shift planning and sort it out here with the cashiers. So for some reason you're only on a 6-hour shift, that's going to change. And we're going to go to the 8-hour shift pattern system that we need here, because I think before, when I was a bit tight with money, I was trying to balance everything out, but that doesn't matter anymore. So let's go ahead and sort this out and get 10 staff members on at all times. So does that work? Not quite, because someone has got an odd shift there. So that's 10 at all times there, and then during the night we're at 5. So what I can do now is go ahead and hire 5 more cashiers, and then that should be us sorted, which is good. Happy that we've got this done. It's made a difference, and it's also hopefully made... we need to add some more stock clerks into DIY Heaven, actually. That's something we need to do. But that's us at 10 all round now, which is good. The default shift starting at midnight, so that's perfect. And the new staff haven't arrived in yet, but hopefully it should just mean more sales for this place, and it can handle things better. Okay, let me go ahead and quickly deal that in there. So, how are we doing stock levels? I feel the stock clerk is still struggling a bit in DIY Heaven, so we are going to go ahead and sort that out right now. If we DIY Heaven, where are you? Again, this is why they need a search function. DIY Heaven, perfect. Right, okay, so as we can see, yeah, there's actually no stock clerks in at some point here, which is not good enough at all. So let's bring you in. Let's go ahead and start you at midnight. Let's start you at 4 in the afternoon, and let's start the other stock clerk at 8 AM now. So that's perfect. We've always got one person on, but during the day I think we're going to add a second in as well, just to try and deal with the, I guess, overflow of items. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me also go ahead and add in another staff door in this corner here, just for better access into DIY Heaven, which is perfect. And then that should hopefully go ahead, and I'm just a bit paranoid about the lack of tools on the shelves here, to be honest. So, and I feel one item's being bought, one item's being replaced, so we're never getting round to the shelves here. So maybe, I think we're just going to go as an extra precaution and have basically additional staff in 24/7. So let's go ahead and set you up from 8 AM and let's sort you out from 4 in the afternoon. Again, I reckon the sales will drop drastically overnight, but at the same time that's a chance for the stock clerks to go ahead and catch up really on stuff. So as we can see now, we're finally getting around to the tools section, which is good. It's taken way too long, but hopefully now DIY Heaven is now sorted, and as well we've changed here. Taken us quite a while to get this change implemented, but I think this Northwestern Fried Chicken shall be okay in the future. My only downfall is now that the stock room is not looking very good with regards to the amount of stock it's got, which is worrying. Now what the issue is, I think it's actually not to do with the size, I think it's actually to do with the parking spaces here. So if we go ahead and remove this staff parking, what we are going to do is we're going to build and we're going to get more delivery zones, because the loading zones there were quite chock-a-block. There was pretty much occupied by lots and lots of vehicles. So we'll add in an extra 4 slots there for deliveries, which is good, and then we can go ahead and hopefully start to see a good amount of stock in the stock room at all times. Right, okay, anyway, jumping away from there, Electronic City is the next. I mean, I also want to build a new clothes shop as well. That's something we're definitely going to do, because it's outgrown this place here, and I think I've called this Urban Outfitters or something hilarious, which I thought was funny, but really isn't. It's just quite cheesy, to be honest. Where are we here? Rural Outfitters, yes, the classic name. This is where we're at. So its net profit's 20,000, but it could do with a much larger facility than what it's got. So it needs to be really just upgraded. Also, we're running out of meat and fish in Billy's. That's a bit of a bigger issue. So let's jump down to where is Billy's? I probably scroll past it. I'm the most blind person. There we go. Right, so as we can see, profit margins have dropped, but I think it's because of the lack of stock, because we've only got 2 stock clerks, and that is not enough anymore for a place like Billy's. So let's go ahead and sort it out. Let's go into shift planning. Let's go up to stock clerk, and let's go ahead and just sort this out here. So you're on a really long 10-hour shift, which I don't understand that. Yeah, why are you on a 10-hour shift? Odd. Anyway, let's go ahead and bring you in. Basically just have 2 staff members running the stock at all time here. So that should hopefully mean now that this place fills up and it looks a lot more normal, I guess you could say. With regards to the cashiers, we have a lot of cashiers in. We're going to bring in 1 overnight as well. I think that's a good idea just to go ahead and do that. So at various times throughout the day we jump up to 3, but I think it's just a nice idea to have someone in overnight, which is good. And we've also got 3 self-service checkouts as well, which works good wonders. Okay, so that's Billy sorted. Let's go back up to where I originally came over to deal with Electronic City. Now, Electronic City needs a lot more staff, I think. We've got a lot of checkouts here, but I don't feel we're using them. So let's go ahead and deal with that. We should also open this place up 24/7 as well, but we will staff it 24/7. That's important to note. So let's go ahead and first of all, we'll deal with stock clerks first of all, because, yeah, this is bad. So I think what we'll need to do is maybe have 3 on at all times in Electronic City, just because it's got such a wider range of items in all honesty. So we jump into here and sort this out very quickly. Shifts are weird right now, to be honest. So let's go ahead and get in like that and like that. So that will do to start with, and if we hire 2 more stock clerks, shift planning, and then we filter by stock clerks, then we can go ahead and add an extra 1 in overnight and an extra 1 in the evening shift. Perfect. Right, okay, so that should hopefully deal with demand a little bit better, because as we can see, shelves are a bit thin, and if we open this place up 24/7 as well, then that is going to have an impact. If we filter by cashiers now, a bit odd, and we really do need to address this issue here. So let's go ahead and hire probably at least 10 new cashiers if we're going to open this place up 24/7 as well. I think we also need to work on security a bit, which we'll touch on very shortly indeed. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're going to start off by building that new clothes shop, which I've been wanting to do. So let's go into shift planning, because it's all over the place right now here. We'll need 1, 2, 3 overnight at least, and then let's go to the 5 at all times during the day. Actually, I think we might have overhired here, which isn't a bad thing. But let's go ahead and see that there. That's 5. Okay, so we've got 4 throughout the night shift, and then we come up to basically 5 throughout the day. And we've also got self-service, so I'm not too worried here. Let's go ahead though and open this place up. Make it a 24/7 shop. So again, electronic. I always want to say electricity, which you can understand. But as we can see here, net profit's about 24,000. I mean, it's just had a record-breaking day. I'm not at all sure if there was a release of something or why that was. But I think we can start getting a lot more money out of this place. So that's why we've gone for the extended hours. And as we can see now as well, we're dealing with the queues a lot better. Arguably, I can't remember what time the extremely busy time was when we had the massive queues when I looked at this shop a few minutes ago. But it does seem to be dealing with things better. And stock levels are better as well. Not perfect, mind you, but yeah, it's a bit concerning. Why don't we, I mean, we've gone up to 3 stock clerks. Let's just add 2 more in, just for the sake of it, and let's set one of these stock clerks to during the day. So it's really, really strange. We'll actually set you to the evening shift because that's the much more busier shift. So yeah, we're up to plenty of stock clerks. We're actually not getting very well, we're not got a lot of stock in here right now, which is incredibly disappointing. There we go. So again, we've not run out, but the problem is this stock room, it really has got 3 extremely busy shops running out of it, and it's quite a small one, just based on the changes in sizes of the shops we need to make as time went on. So it kind of is a bit of hit and miss, to be honest, it really is. But we'll leave that for now, and we'll go ahead and jump away, because what I want to do is start off with a massive clothes shop, and it's going to take up a lot of this room here. What we're going to have to do though is, because this is an island and it's not a facility like the movie theatre, we're going to need to have a storeroom in here, which is going to, you're going to have to get store people. Basically, the deliveries teams are going to have to run through them all. So we're going to need quite a large storage room in this place, because it's going to need to the frequency of deliveries aren't going to be as high, so we're going to need to compensate for that. So we're going to make it in this corner here, just so deliveries can come in from the various delivery zones we've got out here, and then it can just be ushered in quite quickly. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. So let's go ahead and build that. Then the rest of the shop, again, it is going to take quite a lot out of Rural Outfitters. This is just going to be a Rural Outfitters XL, in all honesty. So we're going to have to go ahead though and learn from our mistakes. Our mistakes were that we don't have enough checkouts, we don't have enough stock, and yeah, we can really just make things a lot better here. So, one thing I actually do want to check though is, what is the demand for clothing? Yeah, massively under. Well, I mean, it's over in some areas, but like women's shoes, men's shoes, women's laundry, jewellery, though I wouldn't add jewellery in here. It's really not too bad actually, but what we can do is we can maybe close down the normal Rural Outfitters store, take it out of here for example, and then we can maybe extend Electronic City and maybe the storeroom. That would maybe be a good idea for that. We're just essentially relocating the store, so I think that's a good shout. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and start off by adding in our checkouts, because that is definitely the best way to start off with. So let's just drag along here actually. Let's slow things down because the frame rate is hitting us all of a sudden. So let's add in, what, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty good, quite happy with that. Now, will 10 be enough? I think 10 will be enough, to be honest. Then let's add in some self-service. I think what we'll do is we'll also add in some thief detection devices in here as well. I think that's a good shout. So let's go ahead and add in 6 self-service as well. Then with that said, we can go ahead and get to work with clothing racks and shelves. That's the combination of stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Perfect. Do we have anything else? No, I don't think we do. Right, that's cool, that's cool. So, with the queue lengths, how far did the queues come back? Sorry, I misseen that there. So if we check to there, right, I've got my finger on my screen right now, so again, not the most professional, but yeah, so we can start off by adding in some clothes racks here. Then again, we can have 2 more there. And then we can actually build along this wall as well into the corner. Then with the rest of this, we can go ahead and add in... This is going to take a while to populate, I can already tell that. Let's go ahead and add in a lot more clothes racks here. Then let's switch to more shelves, because the shelves items seem to be the items in demand. That is for sure. So let me go ahead and get room for lots of shoes. We might have overcompensated here on the size of the clothes shop actually, because it is going to be absolutely massive. But it's what we really need and want, to be honest. And let's go ahead and add in some more clothing racks over here. So this is how it will start. And then after this, we'll go ahead and really just make adjustments where we can possible. So let's go ahead and actually allow for entrance into this place. Am I imagining that this place will get a lot of footfall just because you can go in one side and out the other? For example, if someone comes in from a bus stop up here and they want to come down to, I don't know, say the newsagents, then instead of going around this building, they might just come through this shop, which means increased sales for me. So quite like the sound of that idea, to be honest. What I am actually going to have to do is pause this, because we're going to have to cancel some of this build. Though it doesn't want me to unless I'm in here. There we go. Weird that, but I need to make sure I have security metal detectors here, so that's why I need to give myself a bit more room. I've not given myself enough room to be able to install them. And there we go, perfect. Right, okay, so that's slowly but surely going in, which is good. Let's go ahead and also remove that, because I'm not going to be able to get that checkout in there. Can we... There we go, perfect. And let's just add another one in there actually, which is cool too. So while I'm at this then, let's go ahead and get these anti-theft detectors in here like so. Let's do it with all the doors in the building. Now, the security centre, which is based over here, it needs a lot more security personnel. That is for sure. We have... You know, I'm going to deal with that later, to be honest, because it's a tedious process and you all know how it's done, so we'll leave it for now. We'll start off with a few more doors, I think, as well, because that's a little bit short, I feel. So let's add in a door here, and then we maybe get another one halfway down and halfway along, like so. We also get one in there too, which is perfect. So let me go ahead and get these anti-theft detectors. Perfecto, and then let's go ahead and rotate around and do the same here. Done that door, need this door, and then we're good. Right, okay, so this is going to slowly but surely get built now, so it's going to take a while in all honesty for it to be built. So let me go ahead and add in some staff doors here. Probably one there, and there, which is perfect, and then easy access for deliveries. So with that done now, we can go ahead and start to add in the flooring as well. What flooring are we going to go for in this place? I think we're going to go for a bit more of a retro cool look, to be honest. What I want to do is maybe go for... Because shops like Superdry, for example, they try to be really fancy. And that's what I kind of want to go for here. So I think we're going to go for a actual indoor brick kind of feel, which is something which I've not gone for, but I think it could be a really, really cool design, to be honest. So let's go ahead and zone up all that. Coming to think of it now, I definitely do think we are going to close Rural Outfitters, the normal store, and we're just going to relocate it over to this XL store, in all honesty. But, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to go ahead and zone up the store here. Then I'm going to go ahead and zone up the storage room, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start to place these items on the shelves. You just don't want to see that, so what I'll do is I'll end the episode very shortly. But let's go into manage here. Let's go into store 49, which is now... Clear that first of all. Rural Outfitters XL is what it is. Perfect. Okay, so that's that done. Signed storage being storage unit 50. Again, I will sort the names out at a later stage. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the tedious task of putting items out onto the shelves. Pretty exciting, I know, tell me about it, but it needs to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, so hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Go ahead and... I've just totally lost count of what I've put out and what I've not put out, but hey ho. Go ahead and give me some feedback down in the comment section below. Go ahead and tell me what you'd like to see towards the end of the series, because we are very close at ending the series now. Also, go ahead and give me some feedback and share the video, please. It helps the channel grow so much. Just share it with one friend, that would be great. Also, go ahead and check out my Twitter, my Patreon and my Discord. Links are down in the description below. And that's all for this video, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.